explosion. Sorted. I'm going to go run my bath now then, can I? Yeah, go run your bath. Black water. You notice how loud lead guitar players are?
The definition of a drummer is someone who likes to hang around musicians.
So what are you doing here?
Right out of the blue, I found this place in Killarney here, came down, had a quick look at it, and it served our purposes right across the board. We had a production facility, we had a band rehearsal facility, accommodation, all on site. And it's in the middle of nowhere, it's lovely.
We've got plenty of time. I'm the only one that has to rush here, because I know when...
Hey.
Get off!
I can't help the gas. We're just having a chat.
Yeah,
is that you? Yeah. Do you think it's necessary for a live show to is it worth doing that, or should it just be?
Oh no, it's easy.
I like it. It's great for the record, but I'm just wondering whether it's worth it.
I like it.
It sounded like one of those monks, you know, who sing with a It rattled and produced that sort of noise, and we're trying to recapture that, and it might need a lighter string on, so we're experimenting.
It's over in flash. That's what I meant.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'll go home.
It's all in the rattle.
I think we're going to have to take it down.
It's nothing about music, it's about mechanics.
I'll go through and take all the
Maniacs, it's about maniacs.
Did you pull the other end down?
So, when we get the other one back...
Yeah, we need to set out with Bunny and get the sound right.
Brian, Cliff, can I just wang some? We're trying to get the string right. And then,
Can he play?
I can't do it downstairs.
It's come down even more.
He's not.
Trying to get this right.
Bruce trying to do his acoustic.
Oh, is he? They were just chatting.
Bunny wanted Bruce.
Oh, sorry.
They're all so loud. This is a heavy metal band.
So you got us on.
It's just silly, but
It is. It's absolutely stupid.
I
Waste
know,
of time.
I know, and I've spent my whole
And he's
career,
built his career on it.
my whole career doing silly things.
But no, but I think it's good that you try and get these things, because when you think about it, that lasts for about a second on the record. But it's what makes the record.
Can we get some mics onto that melodic accordion?
Oh, yes, sure. We'll do.
I love that when you get the guitar, I notice I'm on it.
Yeah, it was given me by the Scotsman newspaper in Scotland.
Oh, really?
50
I'm
years
there,
of
look.
Scottish
So
rock.
Cliff, the UK's ultimate pop star.
That's right.
It's great. It's nice camaraderie and everyone gets on. It's fantastic, actually. Really lovely. Great to be part of, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm only here to look after my dad.
I don't throw them in. I try and do that now and again, but when there's a lot of people in, I usually do that.
Gee whiz, it's you. You're the one who can be true.
You rang. They are sounding great. That sound will envelop people. And I firmly believe that they are so much better than they were. They were never bad. It's just that we were 19 years old when we started. Well, I was 17 when I recorded, and they were 16. So in those early years when they were recording, they were barely 20. We're now 40. And we have grown in our own art forms, and so therefore what we're presenting, I think, is much, much better than it was.
The main difference between a Cliff tour on his own and a Cliff and the Shadows tour is Cliff for many years has used in-ear monitors, which means there's no spill down the microphones, no noise, and you get much more separate sound, which is very easy to deal with. The Shadows, being old school, don't want to have in-ear monitors, so hence the wedges, which we're not used to seeing on Cliff. Brian does, because there's a couple of tracks that have got some little bits and pieces going that run to a click, so that Brian needs to hear that to start the songs off at the correct time for everyone else, so everything syncs up.
These little things here have been moulded to my ears. They're called in-ear monitors, and they shut you off from everyone apart from the band. You can hear the band. It's taken me 2 weeks to learn how to put them in.
Well, the new stalls, all the way from Argos.
Well, it's coming up to, it's about 10 to 4 now, so in a few minutes we're going to have a sound check. We run through some of the numbers to make sure that we're happy with our monitors, what we hear on stage. Of course, it gives our sound man, Bunny, an opportunity to make any last-minute adjustments so that he's ready for the show opening. And that's, it's not really rehearsal as such, it's just checking.
We're going to have a little knock through, hopefully, try a few things, get the fingers going.
I get cold. That's just a little sign of nerves.
Nervous? No, just too many things to think about to be nervous. I think the nerves usually start just rising a little bit as you get more towards the opening time on the show. And it's good to be nervous because it gives you a little bit of an edge. You know, you don't feel complacent. It's good to have that little edge. It's not a fear, it's just that, you know, a little bit of nervous energy, I suppose.
I will be when I count 1, 2, 3, 4, probably, yeah. So, no, I'm actually looking forward to it now. It's quite a buzz after all these years.
So is that what you do?
It's going to be great. We've been here nearly 2 weeks rehearsing with Cliff, and in many ways, just like the old days, it all starts to come back. You know, what we were doing and the little routines that we used to do, and so a lot of the time it's remembering what we did 40, 50 years ago. You know.
I'd never been to Killarney before, and at first I thought when they said to us, how about rehearsing in Ireland? I said, yeah, I can get anywhere. I'm in Portugal, I can fly to Ireland. And then they said Killarney. I said, well, how far away is that from Dublin? They said, oh, it's right down the southwest corner of the country. And I went, oh, but that's going to be miles away from anywhere.
Yeah, I was really surprised that they were actually coming to Kerry.
I was absolutely thrilled to hear, absolutely thrilled. And he chose Killarney as well, you know, to do his recording and to, what was he do, his rehearsal. He did for 2 weeks. Fantastic. Yeah. We were absolutely thrilled.
She actually met him.
I actually, which was quite coincidental. He was doing his own bit of private shopping, and I was doing my shopping, and I said, God, is that Cliff Richard? So I waited till he was finished and paid. I said, I don't want to annoy you, but I just want to say you're very welcome to Killarney, and we're so delighted.
When I got here, it may be miles away, but thousands and thousands of people come here.
We're here from Dallas, and when we were 11 and 12 years old, we saw Cliff in the Shadows in Dallas. And 49 years later, we're here. Here we are. This was the program.
From 1960.
From 1960. And at the time, we didn't know who Cliff Richard was because the Americans really didn't know him. And so we're so excited to get to come back and see him. Just wanted him to know that.
I really, really hope he sings Living Doll.
I can't wait to see them tonight, so I hope they're going to be brilliant.
I'm feeling good. I mean, I'm nervous. I've got a nice buzz going because we're playing about, I think it's about 42 numbers, I'm not sure. So there's a lot for this whole night to remember. This is my road map, in case I get lost.
We've chosen from a total of, I don't know, 100 hit records, and that made it easier because obviously, of course we're going to do Living Doll. That was number 1, wasn't it? Yes, okay. Summer Holiday, well, that was number 1. And then you go through and we've chosen the songs that we think are the biggest hits we've had, with the exception of a couple of songs where they were favourites of ours. And we thought, well, they were hits, but maybe not as big as Summer Holiday, but they're really worth playing because they're great to play.
If people really want to come out and see us, you know, they don't want anything obscure or anything. They want to hear the hits. They want to hear their memories as well.
Most of them are from the album. You know, we re-recorded 25 of the Cliff and the Shadows old hits because most of them were in mono in the old days. So you get the fans this time get a free speaker with each album so they can hear both sides at once, you know.
So once we'd agreed on that, it was a question really in which order.
We only sent around a few sheets. Brian Bennett sent around an email sheet with his idea of what songs, in what order they should be. And it's always great to start with somebody else's idea, then say, ooh.
We suggested one running order. Cliff looked at it, quite liked it, apart from the fact he preferred to do certain numbers in certain positions, not next to each other for either reasons of breathing and singing, or the key was the same or whatever. So it didn't take too long to sort it out.
It's impossible to choose a favourite number with such a set because every number's got a memory. I mean, when we start playing it, if I can remember the bloody thing, when we start playing it, it takes me back to where we recorded it in the first place.
My personal favourites in the show are all the songs I wrote.
I'd like to do this one. Here I wrote this, but this one had fabulous lyrics. I didn't write the lyrics, though.
Playing with Cliff in any situation, and particularly on this show, a huge range of material to choose from, but one of my favourites, if not the favourite, is Move It. To me, it's certainly the first real British rock and roll record. It still sounds great to play it. Cliff loves performing it. I love all the guitar licks in it. So that is probably my favourite.
Come on, pretty baby, let's move it and I'll move it. Shake, baby, please don't lose it.
I like, because it brings the old memory, I like Willie and the Hand Jive.
Hand jive, hand jive.
I didn't write Willie and the Hand Jive, but doing the movements and doing the little kicks, or trying to do the little kicks, you know, took us back to sort of 1960 instantly, you know. Good fun.
No, if you want a moment, if you want a tune that I really love, it's The Next Time. Because first, it's a great song. It's one of the all-time classic songs. And when you listen to it, I'm back in Greece. I can see the Acropolis, the sunshine, and the first film that I ever made, you know, which was Summer Holiday.
They say I'll love again someday, a true love will come my way the next time. But after you, there'll never be a next time for me.
Yeah, I think the song of the show for me is Singing the Blues. I mean, we use it right at the end of the concert, and it's great for me to be able to say to people, look, we've sung all these memories, but just to show you that we can still do it, this is our new record. And then, of course, the tempo is absolutely perfect for performance. The last reunion tour, I guess we could call it that, really, because we tend to only reunionize once every 20 years or so. So it means that we'll have to look forward to the 75th anniversary and then the 100th anniversary. So in terms of a tour, maybe it will be the last one. I mean, again, you can never say never.
Is this the last tour? Is a question that has actually occurred on the last 5 or 6 reunion tours that we've done. I would say so. I mean, the way I'm feeling at the moment, I'm having such a good time that I'd love it just to go on and on and on. But I'm greedy.
This, I think, it'll definitely be the final tour of whatever year we're in.
This tour is a very, very special one for us because it's the 50th anniversary, and so we're reunited on this tour. I've been asked a few times if we would consider doing it again, and I think because of the very special nature of this tour, we wouldn't do such a thing again. But that's not to say that we might not do something special, say a one-off concert, maybe a charity thing or something like that, or something a lot shorter, but nothing as big as this.